Cafe Podcast is on the road today, and I'm in Ribadiso. In a moment, I'm going to show you the famous bridge. You're all going to remember it, but right behind me is Ribadiso. And in a moment, I'll be heading into the Albergue Peregrinos in Ribadiso. Hey, how many of you remember coming up to this spot, right? So you're on the Frances, you came down this, and as you got closer and closer to Ribadiso, this is what you began to see. So there's this lovely bridge, and there's the water, right? You probably soaked your feet here. And right up there is a municipal, and we're going to be meeting with Steve and Carol, and they are going to be giving us a tour of the albergue. This is the albergue that the American Pilgrims on the Camino help with, and we will be checking it all out today. So here we go, up and over the bridge. You can see there's lots of pilgrims here today. The albergue looks beautiful with all the blue paint. There's the water. Okay, so I'm standing right outside the door. The albergue doesn't open until 1 o'clock, so I'm here a little bit early. So let's see if they're ready to talk.
Welcome.
Well, hello, Carol. Hey, Steve. How are you guys?
Good.
Thank you for letting me come and visit.
Oh, we're happy to give you a tour.
Well, wonderful.
Tell you what we've been doing.
It's so beautiful today, and so many pilgrims out here waiting.
Yes,
Really
they
popular
line up.
spot.
Yep.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, so Steve and Carol are going to show us all around the albergue, and then we're going to talk about this special program that is a part of the American Pilgrims on the Camino. So let's get started with the tour.
Okay. So we're walking past buildings from the 1500s that used to be a hospital started by the Franciscans.
Wow.
And in 1992, it was converted into an albergue.
Wow, it's absolutely beautiful. The renovations just look amazing.
They are very comfortable. And you can see the pilgrims getting ready to come in and enjoying some time by the river.
It's a gorgeous day here. How long have you guys been here so far for your volunteer effort here?
10 days.
About
Yeah,
10 days.
We'll be here for another week.
For another week. Excellent. Okay, so let's look around and see what these fine pilgrims are going to be enjoying tonight.
Okay, we'll take you to the registration desk first.
Okay.
Because this is where they come first.
All right, perfect.
So they sign up here, they show their passport, they get a bed number, and they get their stamp.
And our job is to give them some water, some hard candies. Jolly Ranchers are kind of a shock to some people who've never had them before.
A little too sour
Yeah,
for some
but
of them.
anyway, that's
So they get a cool glass of
they get
water.
a nice cool glass of water.
Fantastic.
And either Ana or Mari Carmen, the albergueros, give them a warm welcome, take their money, and sign them in.
Wonderful. And so they'll be open in about 20 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. So tell us while we're in the shade, tell me a little bit about how this program came into being. I wasn't familiar with it until we met up in Santiago, and I'm super excited to learn about this. So when did it start?
Yeah,
when
so
did we
you
start
might-
when did we start this program with the American
Well,
Pilgrims?
back in 2014, the fellow who was head of the Jacobeo attended our national gathering. And we had conversations, and as a result of that, we started this program with the Junta. And it started in 2015. And every 2 weeks, every quinzana they call it, we send a team of 2 volunteers over here between mid-May and mid-October. So far, we've had 100 people volunteer for this.
You're kidding. And so do we try to staff it that entire time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so is this part of the hospitalero training, or is this separate from that?
Well, it's separate from that. You don't have to be trained as a hospitalero to do this. You just have to have walked 100 kilometers on the Camino and have be a member of American Pilgrims. There's an application program that comes out, and usually we send out a notification to members in the first of the year. And you just put in your application, and there's there are more people apply than we can accept. A lot of
Okay.
that depends on when people can come, and
Right.
it's good to have at least one member of the team who has some Spanish, because a lot of the people who come through here don't speak English, don't speak Spanish. So yeah, so it's just a great way to kind of make these junta-run albergues a little more welcoming, a little more friendly. You know.
So the junta actually, they have to have a paid staff here for the albergue,
Exactly.
correct?
Yep.
And then American Pilgrims come here as part of a voluntary program, unpaid. Is really just kind of a donativo kind of thing that we're doing here to help the junta. Is this correct?
And a big way this is different from the Hospitalero program is if you're Hospitalero, which would be in the other provinces, you do all the cleaning, you register, you're in charge for the 2 weeks that you're there as a Hospitalero. But
Okay.
here we're just helping out the albergueros. We do a little light cleaning in the morning. We make sure all the pilgrims are out by 8 o'clock. This morning there were a couple of laggards.
So Steve and Carol, you've been here about 10 days, you've mentioned. Tell me about some of the things that you've been doing here as volunteers.
Well, it's probably best just to review our schedule.
Okay.
So at 7:30 in the morning, we roll out of bed. We have an apartment here, and we come over here to where the beds are, and we turn on the lights and we say Buenos Dias, and we rally the people to leave
Okay.
by 8 o'clock. They're required to leave at 8 o'clock. Most people are already gone because typical peregrinos like to get an early start in the morning. But there are a few who are still in bed sometimes, and they get up pretty quickly. And,
Are they ever cranky when you come in?
they're not so bad. They're
Okay,
not
good.
so bad.
So you wake them up. That's your
Wake
first
them
big
up,
duty of the
right.
day.
And then we kind of hang out until they leave. We don't want to rush them.
Okay.
But after 8 o'clock, we do go back in and we remove any paper sheets that they have not removed themselves.
All right.
And disposed of. We get out our broom and our dustpan and we sweep. And that's about it.
Then we're free until 1 o'clock, so we're usually done with that a little after 8, and then we're free till 1 to walk, read, enjoy this beautiful place, and then from 1 until about 6 or so, we welcome pilgrims, and by 6 o'clock, the alberguera is here until 10. Folks can come in at that
Oh, my
late,
goodness.
but very few do. So usually we'll maybe go make some dinner or go next door to the cafe for an aperitif and visit with pilgrims over there.
Okay. Are there meals served here?
No.
Okay, so no meals. So the pilgrims come in, they check in, and then they're going to go somewhere else for dinner like you guys are doing.
Right.
And same thing for breakfast. They're going to get up, get ready, take showers, whatever, and get out the door. Is that okay?
There is a dining room that has a microwave oven.
Oh,
so
okay.
if they happen to bring food with them, they can microwave it, they can use the refrigerator. Do you want to see the dining room?
Yeah, let's see that.
Okay.
That's good to know. I just have one question before we head in there. What's been your favorite part of volunteering? And is this your first time volunteering here?
Yes.
Okay, great. So what's been your favorite part so far over the past 10 days? Because you guys look so happy right now. Folks, they've been like this the whole time. This is not a fake smile. They're glowing, actually. I don't know if that's coming across on camera.
Well, I think it's just meeting people from all over the world and sharing the Camino experience with them, because there is that common feeling that you have when you walk the Camino, that it's a wondrous experience, beautiful to be out in nature, wonderful to meet people from other countries, time to think.
Last night we had a special treat because there was a youth group from Andalusia who was here, and they all gathered down on the steps going into the river, and there was this wonderful Spanish guitarist who was leading them in songs, Spanish songs. And then a priest gathered them together, and they had a kind of a reaffirmation of baptism ceremony. He poured water on their heads using a shell, and then they started singing more songs from Andalusia and dancing to Sevillano. So it was like our own little show.
That sounds like an amazing Camino night.
It was an amazing Camino night.
And one thing I loved about it is other people from the albergue who weren't part of the youth group started to join them.
Oh, wow.
So it was just kind
It's
of
like the Camino.
everybody
joins in,
and
everything's open.
Everyone
so,
was happy and
yeah.
singing, and it was a beautiful
So you
evening.
never know what's going to happen.
Wow, I love it. Okay, well, let's get ready to take a tour of the kitchen and some of the other facilities here. So now we're going to head into the kitchen building, and Steve and Carol are already in there. And oh my goodness, isn't this gorgeous?
But it's nice and cool in here because this is from the 16th century.
Wow.
Nice thick walls.
Wow, okay, so we got a sink, an oven, and they can use all of these things,
Yeah, the oven
stovetop.
doesn't work though.
Okay.
It's just the microwave and the refrigerator. It's a nice place to hang out. You know, it can be a little cramped in your bunk bed, and people spread out in here.
Wow, it's really nice. So, Steve, I was just wondering, I can't recall this the last time that we did an interview, but does the American Pilgrim Association, do we donate money as well to this effort, or is it a volunteer that we're just staffing with volunteers, right? Not just, but
each team gets $100 from American Pilgrims to buy hard candy or cups for water.
Okay.
We keep the apartment supplied.
Okay.
But this is the junta runs this and owns it, so we don't make infrastructure grants like we do to other donativo.
Oh, that's true, because they're already funded, right?
Yeah.
So that would be redundant in that effort. Okay, so this is really just a really lovely way to volunteer. Now, as a volunteer, if I were to do this, would I be paying my own expenses as far as travel, of course? Accommodation, I guess, is included, or do we personally make a donation to stay here during those 2 weeks?
They provide the apartment.
Oh my goodness!
And it's kind of luxurious by Camino standards.
Oh.
I mean, it's got one bedroom with a double bed and another bedroom with some bunks, and it's got a nice sitting area overlooking the river, a dining area, a kitchen,
bathroom.
And
Okay.
bathroom. So it's it's not like you're staying in the bunkhouse. It's a very nice accommodation. Yeah.
Okay. So while we were in the kitchen, we were just chatting briefly about volunteering here, and I just wanted to make sure that I give our viewers and listeners an accurate story on this. So if I were to volunteer, I'd be paying for all my expenses, of course, to get to Spain and then travel here to Ribadiso. And then my accommodation would be paid for. I don't have to worry about that, but any food, going out to dinner, things like that, I would be paying for out of my own pocket. And then I'm giving back, though, to the Camino and the infrastructure here by volunteering and helping out. Is that?
Yes, and each person gets a $50 stipend from America.
Oh, wow.
Like candy and cups for water, and you can use that apartment full too. But there's 3 kilometers away up in Argua, there are plenty of grocery stores and pharmacies. So
right.
It's fairly easy access, either walk or by cab.
Okay, perfect. All right, I know we got pilgrims are going to be anxious to get in here soon and get registered. So let's finish up our tour. You're going to show me now a building that's right here. So
Yes, so this is sleeping quarters for people with handicaps.
Oh, wow.
So they have, there are 4 beds and all the equipment that's needed for someone with disabilities.
Excellent. And we may get a chance to go in there in a few minutes, but if not, we will just leave it at that. The albergue is still getting ready for everyone to come. So we'll follow Steve and Carol here, and you can see we got the laundry line. Now that is a nice place to hang out your laundry, guys.
It is. It dries very quickly.
Wow, yes.
And we even have our own Oreo, which is a common sight in Galicia.
I love how they painted it blue.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the theme.
Yes, it's gorgeous.
And people love to spread out along the lawn, along the river. Sometimes people just come in, even if they're not staying here, just to relax and enjoy the scenery.
Oh, yeah, it's really a lovely spot.
So this is the showers,
Okay.
the toilets, the washer, the dryer, and deep sinks for people to do hand wash.
Wow.
And you can see these are definitely ruts.
Yes, these are modern.
They're very nice.
It's very well equipped.
Oh, it's so lovely.
For each person.
Women on one side, men on the other.
All right, well, I won't go in, but I can kind of give you just a little bit of an idea, and I was in it. It's absolutely lovely, everyone. I mean, I would stay here for sure. It's so nice, and the location, I don't think it can be beaten with being right on the water. Oh, and the washer and dryers. Right, fantastic. So for all of our American listeners, this seems to me to be a perfect place to support, right? As we're walking through on the Frances, this would be a lovely place to stay and support this program, as well as come back and volunteer if you want to get a little bit of a Camino fix, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And it's very nice for Primitivo people as well.
Ah.
So
Because the Primitivo intersects just a couple of kilometers up the road in Melide.
Oh,
so a lot
okay.
of people coming through here are coming up Primitivo.
Wow. Okay. So great staff. Okay. Well, I'll just kind of take the camera and just show everyone down through there. So it's just lovely. Okay, so Steve, you were just saying that if you were coming off the Primitivo, there's some things you want folks to
Well,
know.
the Primitivo intersects the Frances at Melide, and Melide is famous for pulpo. So you could stop and have some pulpo gallego, and then come over here and stay in Ribadiso, and then it's about 40 kilometers on into Santiago.
Wonderful. I'm standing with Steve and Carol on the bridge, and Carol just said we've just been watching the Pilgrim Parade going by. You know, it's about that time of day when you're just about ready to stop for the day, find your lodging, and you can see right down from us on the bridge a bunch of pilgrims heading down. And there's a group right now anxious to check in at the albergue where Steve and Carol are volunteering. So I just wanted to say to you guys, you know, I can really see the happiness on your faces being here. And tell us just a little bit. You both have walked the Frances, and Steve, you've walked it a couple of times. Carol, you've walked it. How does it feel to be back and standing literally on the Camino right now?
Well, it brings back wonderful memories. And sometimes pilgrims ask us, why are you volunteering?
Oh, really?
And so we say, well, when we were pilgrims, so many people were kind and generous to us. So it's just great to be able to welcome them. And it does make us feel good when people say, we really felt welcomed at this particular albergue. So
I love
that's
that.
rewarding.
And I imagine
a number of pilgrims have said this has been their favorite albergue so far.
I can see why. It's gorgeous, right? And you guys, I mean, it would be so nice to be greeted by you. And I'm just wondering, you know, how does it feel after, you know, we're just coming out of this lockdown, and is this the first time you both have been back in Spain since the lockdown?
No, we did the Portuguese last summer.
You did the Portuguese last summer, okay. So, yes, we're talking some real veterans right here on the
Steve
Camino,
especially.
right?
Yes.
Las cosas que...
It's okay.
You okay? Okay.
All right. Well, what a wonderful host you two are making. And the pilgrims are just coming in. They're waiting for the Junta employees to arrive so that they can check in for the night. Are you guys ready? Are you anxious to check in tonight?
Yes.
Where did you guys all start walking today?
We started from, for today we started from?
Texas.
Yes.
Okay. So how many kilometers is that?
25. Yes.
25. So that's a pretty big day. Yeah. How you feeling?
Kind of tired.
Kinda tired?
But also yesterday, it was like
Here's Anna.
33 kilometers. It was very hard.
And what town did you start your Camino in?
Tineo.
Where?
Tineo.
Tenel. I'm not from. Where is that?
It's like Primitivo.
Oh, you're doing the Primitivo.
Yes.
Oh, I'm having some friends doing that right now. I've heard it's a little challenging. How did you feel?
Tired. The moments are now very hard.
Yeah. Where are you guys from?
We're from Italy.
From Italy.
Different parts
Ah,
of Italy.
wonderful. Well, welcome to Spain. I hope you're enjoying it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll see you guys when you arrive in Santiago. And I don't want to leave you out. Where did you start your Camino?
Where I started this time from Leon.
From Leon. I love
And I'm going
Leon.
to Santiago.
Fantastic. Well, I hope to see all of you guys there. And I know you're in good hands with all the folks here that run this lovely albergue and my friends Steve and Carol. So thank you.
Bienvenido.
Well, hey, you guys, it's been a delight getting to talk to you. I know we're going to sit down and do this some more probably in another month or so. But you guys, they got to get to work. Look at the pilgrims waiting for them to open up. And these guys just want to get a shower, get their beds sorted out so they can go to dinner, soak their feet down here in the water. It's so lovely here. I want to stay. And there's also a lovely restaurant right next door, or they can bring their groceries. So what a great place to stay. Steve and Carol, thank you so much for allowing us to come out and talk to you today. I look forward to our next conversation.
Thank you.
Las cosas que necesito en la vida ya están aquí.